What if I told you there is a tool that could boost your sales and profits without cutting prices? I'm going to share with you behind the scenes look at the Repricer tool that I'm currently using, and I'll show you all my settings so you can set it up exactly the same as I do. That might just be the best investment you make this year. I've just jumped into a tool we use called Seller Toolkit right now, and this is our profit analytics tool that we use. This isn't the repricing analytics, this isn't the Repricer P&L, this is a separate product. And the reason why I like showing you this is because you can actually see profitability, and this is separate from the tool. Some tools might be a bit nice to their own P&Ls, so this is really nice to use a third-party tool. In November last year, we were using a competitor Repricer, and we've been using that for some time. When we decided to transition around about the beginning of December, I think it's like the 8th or the 11th of December, and the reason is my friend was using it, and I basically saw his products on sale beating mine and pushing the prices up. So I said, look, I've got to try it, I've got to use it. I want to show you a specific graph that shows you not just the sales, but actually how much profit was generated, which I really love about this tool. Just coming over here, and I've blurred quite a few things. You can see right here, I'm showing up a sales graph from November the 22nd to December the 22nd. So it kind of gives you a really good idea of like profitability that we've made. What you can look at is this graph that I'm looking at here. You can kind of see the products coming in. So we've basically got sales going anywhere between like 2,000 on a bad day up to about 4,000. And around about the 8th, you can see here, this is when we turned on the Repricer, bang, sales just went through the roof. But it isn't just about that. And I appreciate all the Repricers, whenever you turn them on, they might just push sales up. The one thing I really want you to understand is just look at the size of these light blue bars. That's the profit. Like on day one, we're getting over nearly $1,500 worth of profit on about $8,000 in sales. And again, $1,000 there, another $1,000 there, another $1,000. Whereas before, what are we making? 600, 500, 400. We've gone down to 500 here. We've even got, got one good day here, which is 900. I'd be happy with that. The change was like night and day. We're hitting 500s before, whereas when we change, we're hitting over 1,000 or pretty much close to 1,000 every single day thereafter. This is because the product or the Repricer was winning the buy box just the right amount, not too much, but also as I was getting my stock moving, which was absolutely game changing because I had so much stock just sat there, which was an absolute pain. Now, the lesson I learned from this was focusing on profits over sheer sales volumes. And it's something that I have learned time and time again, that focusing on profits is the key driver of the business, not driving revenue. Revenue is vanity, profit is sanity. Now, with this repricing tool, we have demonstrated or shown that we were getting more sales, but also more profit per sale, which was fantastic. But what can the tool actually do? In the game of repricing, we talk about making more money, getting sales, but there's one thing people don't really talk about, and that's efficiency. In the tool I was using before, the biggest problem we had was not just the fact that we're not making sales, was the fact that I'm trying to manage that repricer. One of the big problems we faced was that I was spending hours every single day trying to find products, changing mins, changing rules, doing all the things. Literally, we worked it out with my team. We were spending anywhere between 1 to 3 hours per day managing the repricer, which just seems stupid. I mean, we have like 500 SKUs across our range, and as a seller, that's something that I can't do. I've tried a lot of repricers, and that is one of the biggest issues outside of making profits, is just the time spending, adjusting the rules, keeping your sales going. But now, with this repricer, I'll give you some stats. Remember, we're spending between 1 and 3 hours per day. Now we're spending about 30 minutes, maybe an hour per week, managing over 500 SKUs on a 7-figure Amazon business. To tell you an example, we don't reprice off ROI or markup, which the repricer can do. We actually set mins and maxes manually, and we can still do this in about half an hour per week because it's really good. I will also just let you into a little secret. It was only about a month ago that we introduced a second rule. For the whole of that December period, up until probably about end of April, we had just one rule that did it all. And I'll show you exactly what that rule is in a minute. But that changed the game for me. And the lesson was, a good repricer shouldn't just optimize prices for profits. It should be able to manage your business quickly and give you your time back. The simpler the setup, the better results. That's the key thing. So the repricer that I recommend, and the one that I've been using after 8 years of selling on Amazon, and I still love to this day, is quite simply SellerSnap. Now, right now, I'm on the actual website, obviously showing you a little bit about the tool. So it's an AI reprice. It has that AI feature, which I absolutely love. And we'll go through the pricing and the setup and everything else. But I think the real question you want to kind of ask is like, what can it actually do? Let's show you inside. I'm going to jump over right now into my store. And the one thing you might notice straight away is this is what's known as the overview. So you can basically see products that need to happen. So right here, I've got 30-day no sales, buy box below min, needs to reprice. My admin VA's got a lot to update, and we can do that really simply, and I'll talk about that. Also competitive, older than 90 days, and then selling at 5 days, or selling at max at 5. Now, the one thing you might notice here, we've got ordered products, total revenue, and total profits, and you might notice a lot of mine are quite red, and the reason is, quite simply, we just haven't got the stock in. We've got big problems right now with our warehouse, and that's why this is all down, because in the past, like 30 days, sales are booming. Right now, we've got a lot of stock in the warehouse to ship it, so keep that in mind. But also, you can kind of see revenues and what's happening, and this is causing obviously an impact on my business. It's a really simple overview, and all these up here are customizable, which I like. So again, you can see key metrics, and for me, I'm looking at 30-day no sales, older than 90 days, and buy box below min. They're the key ones I look at. So I can just jump in and see it. So let's jump over to the listings section. The reason why I love this, and I'll hide some details, is because when you're looking for a repricer, you want to, number one, it just to work. And then number two is finding those products that you need to get selling. And the one thing I love about SellerSnap is that not only can you save filters, but you can save how those filters show up. So let me show you a good example. So right here, we can kind of see some information going on. And if I kind of scroll down, the key point we're looking at right now is we have what's in the default. So we're going to have obviously products down here on the left, and I'll hide them because they're my products. But what you can see is obviously these headers up here. Now, if I jump into older than 90 days, what you can see is those headings now change. Why? Because I want to see those products in a slightly different way. And I love that because it just allows me to not only find the products I'm looking for, but how you view them is going to be very different. For example, if I'm trying to compete against products where the competitors below my min, obviously I want to see the buy box and who the competition are. But anything older than 90 days, I probably want to see like the age of the inventory and like how much inventory value we've got. So right now I've got 1,533. It's not particularly much. And I really love that because you can basically set lots of different filters to find the products you want and then set the views. Now, I will be honest, we literally set this up. Ones that we use are needs to reprice. So there's no min set. So my admin VA can do that. And I'll show you that really quickly. So you can jump onto needs to reprice. Now, the one thing you can do here is literally just do actions. You can download, export all columns, which is really simple. And then we download that. And then you can literally just go import. So really, really simple. Import that into SellerSnap. And what it's going to do is to update it. Now, previously with other repricers, you have to get all the columns right, all the details right. With SellerSnap, you don't. You literally just need the SKU column and then what other headings you want. And then when you upload that, it will figure it out and do it. We've had really good success with this. And I love how intuitive it is. It's so helpful. So for me, I have need to reprice. So again, my admin VA is just going to come in and put them in price. Fantastic. And the cost of goods. Then on top of that, the next one we have is called buy box below min. This is the one where we're basically going, the repricing is on, it's in stock, we don't have the buy box, and the current buy box is below our minimum price on the repricer. And the whole point behind that is we just want to make sure that our products are competitively priced to let the AI repricer do what it needs to do. So sometimes we might hold it higher, sometimes we don't. We have another one which is selling at max, which is pretty much exactly the same. So again, it's going to be very similar. Repricing on, in stock, no in stock and no FBA or back ordered at max, and basically buy box 100% and total custom orders. So again, for us looking at those products that we're selling. Now, the final one we really look at, again, is older than 90 days. Any stock which is aged, we really just want to see in stock and inventory is older than 90 days. Really, really simple. Now, I'll kind of just talk you through. If we go into filters, you have all these filters here that you can save, which I love. So you can like change with repricing all, fulfillment channel, all listings with and without, listing state, so you can set that. And again, you can change this any way you like. Current listed price, buy box eligibility you can set buy box availability, your inventory, and the big one that we find, especially selling in the US, is about back order. That's such a pain because so much stock is back ordered that I absolutely hate it. We've also got listings with costs, so you can put it in there. So again, finding products whereby you don't have cost. Your repricing method, so like what's going on, so like how's it going. You can tag products and obviously search those tags if you want. So showing there. You've got customizable filters. So again, lots and lots of options. Does Amazon compete? Auto min max, buy box, disable share. I won't go through them all. Inventory age, you can filter by just that. Find products that meet your certain criteria. And again, like so many more. Is hazmat, markup differences. Absolutely brilliant here, like oversized, anything, if it's got Walmart sync, if that's the seller review, total comp, anything like that. You've also got above and equals, and then you can put the value in, and then you can obviously stack those filters. So like if you want to add lots of them, and then finally advanced diagnostic filters. So if you are, in the past, they used to charge extra for that, but right now it's just part of the standard package. So absolutely brilliant. So again, if you're doing like B2B, things are changing. You can really customize this to, create views to find certain products that meet your kind of exact needs. If you've got a really big range, really, really simple to find. And again, you can put it in. You can apply them and obviously save those filters. So you can like save view as, and then create new filters here, which I absolutely love. So helpful. Now, really, they're the three that I use. Need to reprice, buy box below min, older than 90 days. Sometimes my team have other ones and we're testing out some other ones, but we don't really use them. They're the three that we have. And again, really, really simple. So you can just come in. You can like change your repricing rules. You can literally click on here and edit your min price. So you can put in like 19, click save, and that will update. And then I'll put that back to 20. And really, really useful. And you can see the buy box price and set your views. I absolutely love. So very, very simple to use. Now, the one thing I also do love, and I will share this here, you can obviously change the dates, but it does what's known as dynamic max pricing. One of the biggest problems I find is Amazon products just going off into Affinity when you're repricing, and Amazon then removes your listing because you're too high priced. SellerSnap stops that. We literally don't get that problem. It's great. And sometimes we do get it, and then SellerSnap brings the price down. It disappears from Amazon. Really, really good. So let's just kind of jump through into my settings. And right now, by the way, we're testing the Data Hub feature, so I'll release a new video about that. They're always updating it. So I'm going to go through the repricing rules to show you how we set this up, because I think that's really, really important. So here we've got the repricing. Obviously FastTrackFBA, my store. Repricing, so kind of setting up here, we've got if the buy box winner is, you can go never price below. So this is like protecting it. Now, the one thing I'll say is the AI is really good at coming below the buy box a bit, but not always, and then coming back up again. It shares the buy box rather than like tries to take it over all the time, which a lot of repricers do, and then it crashes the listing. So this kind of sees it, it'll come a bit under and then go back up again. It even goes up, which I've seen many times. And then also as well, we have like just the standard settings here. We don't do map, and then really, really simple. Now, next one, under inventory, we don't have anything in there. We don't need it at all. Under min max, we basically say auto adjust min max, really simple. And the thing I love here is for FBA, basically we talk about min max source. Now for us, we basically set min maxes manually. So we click disabled. But you can do what's known as tiered markup, which is basically like ROI. So if you want like a 20% ROI, you basically just do tiered markup, and then you put in how much you want. So like 20% there, really simple. But for us, we just do disabled, very simple. And then max price, we always use dynamic max price, because sometimes if I put it in manually, I'm going to get it wrong. But the dynamic max price will basically just keep adjusting it for you. It will try and push it up, but it won't get you into that Amazon, your price product's been disabled because of a high price alert. So be mindful of that. And then FBM, obviously you can update that as well yourself, but we don't do that. We do FBA. Now, repricing presets, like I said before, we only have 2 rules. And by the way, I only had one for like 5 months, which is absolutely impressive. So let's go through to the main one, which is called AI default. And I'll literally walk you through everything we've got here. So we basically say here, the default rule is AI repricer. And what we do is put a yo-yo in. There is a yo-yo in the AI repricer, but we just like to have our own one. So basically every 300 minutes, which I think is every 6 hours, we basically just push our price up to max about 30 minutes. Really, really good. Then the other one we do is we say, if the product is back ordered, so it's obviously an SC transfer in Amazon, then we basically set the price to max as well, because we don't want to compete when we can't deliver. This is one of the big things many other repricers mess up. And obviously, if you know anything about repricing on Amazon, if your delivery date is 2 weeks away and the competitors is tomorrow or in the next 2 days, your price has to be so much lower to win the buy box, because Amazon cares about not only the price, but how quick it gets to the customer. And so therefore, for you to beat someone with a close delivery date, you've got to really crash that price, which basically means you're killing your margin. So we always set that to max. Then we have this wonderful competitor part here, which I'll blur out. So one of our competitors we compete, and so You can do that if you're obviously someone you don't like. And then finally, you can do things like if no purchases, you can increase the buy box share. So if we haven't had any purchases in a certain period of time, increase the buy box share. And then also as well, we can change the min price as well. So we can do that. And I quite like that. That's worked quite well. But again, like I'll give you an idea. We're just testing these out right now. We never used to do them. So interesting. Now, the final one. So I'll come over to aggressive, and the only difference we've really done on this is we've basically just said win buy box 60%. And why have we done that? Because when we've got some aging stock, we basically put it on buy box. Now, generally, I think the AI repricer will try and win you the buy box about 30%, but we basically just said go a little bit more aggressive, 60%, and we're testing that right now for our aging stock. And most of the time, we have nothing over 90 days, which is where we want it to be. So again, you can set up your rules for that as well. Now, integrations, you can see here, so you've got like Walmart, Inventory Labs, SKUVault, ScanPower, Boxum, Seller Cloud, Easy Cloud, and FT Transfer. So if you want to use them, really simple as well. But really good setup, and I absolutely love it. Let's talk about pricing. SellerSnap is a great tool. I absolutely love it. And it really does grow your margins, makes life so much easier. And that's one thing you've got to really factor in, not only the margins, but also saving the time. Now, when we look at pricing, you can see right here, they've got different, should we say, packages. They've got Accelerator, Standard, Premium, Unlimited. Now, the one thing for you to understand is they're focusing on number of, should we say, SKU count that you're doing. Now, for us, we have about 500 products, so we'd actually be good on this, but we're actually on this standard package. And reason is, as it says here, monthly active sales less than 25,000. So obviously we do more than that. Now you get pretty much, and I believe it's pretty much everything that everyone gets. See here, there is no kind of like, oh, you got to pay more to get extra features. You get all the features, which is absolutely amazing. So everything I've just shown you, you get. Now, the one thing I'll share for you, so you can see here starts about 250. So this accelerates 250, and then it's going up from there. Is this going to be right for you? If you're doing 1,000 a month, it's not going to work. It's not going to be in the right place. But if you're doing 10,000 a month, I would definitely be thinking about giving it a try. If you're doing 20,000 a month, I think this is a no-brainer option. Not only are you going to see the time saving, you also see your margin increase, which will cover the cost of this. And the one thing I'll add into that is obviously check out down in the description. I will put a link down below where you can actually get a free trial of SellerSnap. What about onboarding, setup of the tool? How does it work? Nothing is perfect. Setting up the tool still means you're going to need to put in your cost of goods, and you're still going to need to put in your minimums or like the ROI calculation you want. So you can just put 20% in that markup, no problem. You can actually put in your cost of goods really easily just with that CSV upload. So download it, fill out the sheet, and then upload it really quick. Out of all the repricing tools, this has been the one that's worked the best. Like, it actually works. You don't have to fiddle around with like filling out headers that you don't want to fill out. Literally just SKU, cost of goods, done. That's it. They're the only two columns that I had. Now, the other point I'll add is also, let's talk about onboarding. With us, we had an onboarding call with Piri, and she was amazing. So not only like, obviously we set it up because I like jumping straight in, but a couple of days later, we'd had a call booked. So she basically just went through all the setup, the rules that we'd done, everything that happened. It's a live call, and gave us some feedback on it, which I absolutely love. Now, not only that, which was really helpful, she also booked us in for another call in 3 months, and we had another one at 6 months as well. Literally just had it the other week. And the idea behind that was, let's talk again once you've had some sales and how your sales are going, and also to see what's happening. So in that call, we talked about what we changed on the Repricer. She talked about like why that was going to help or what we could do better. And then not only that, talked about new features that came up that maybe we might want to try or test out, which is absolutely amazing. And again, I've worked with a lot of Repricers. I really love the fact that you had someone you could just talk to, jump on a call, and they would go through it all and give you personalized feedback based on your business and even like the things that you're trying to achieve. So for us, we talked about we want to get all stock sold in 90 days, but growing the margin, that was really important. I absolutely love that, and I thought the support was absolutely there, and it's a real standout feature that really made a big difference. Now, the lesson I'll say here is the tool isn't just about the features, it's about support and the help that you get out of it and the way it works. And for me, I got a lot out of that. That was absolutely game-changing. Now that you know how to get set up and running, let's wrap this up with some final thoughts and actionable steps. If you're serious about boosting your profits and maximizing your price, this tool, SellerSnap, could be the repricer that you're looking for. Use the link down below, see if it works for you, get that trial. Trust me, in those 15 days, we saw a massive increase. You saw it, it was night and day. And check out that link down below. It's going to get you started. Repricing is super important, but if you make bad buys, a good repricer ain't going to fix that. So in the next video I'll share around here, I'm going to give you a masterclass on how I review keeper charts. It's going to help you level up your buying game. Check out that video.